My name's Melissa Biltz, and I am the Council Membership Chair for Buckeye Council in Ohio. And we're here today to talk to you about Scoutbook and other resources available through scouting.org to help you with your unit planning.
Welcome to the Scoutbook training. Today I'm going to show you the benefits of utilizing Scoutbook to keep track of advancement, calendars, and a notification system. It's basically your contact management software for scouting. And so there are two different logins here. We can log in as a den leader. So this is ideal for den leaders involved in packs, and then we have login. As a den leader, you would actually use both of these, or as a cub master you would use both of these, or if you're in charge of recording advancement. So we're just going to take a look here at the Scoutbook Den Leader, and this is what the home page, the login page, looks like. You do use your username and password, the same one that you use for my.scouting, and you do have to click that you're not a robot. So we're going to log in here. Now, your first time logging in, you might not have any dens available to you, and so I just want to show you what I have up here in the corner. You can see my little emoji, and my particular dens I have right now is I have a lion den and a tiger den, and you can see that the meetings are not configured. I actually have more dens that aren't showing up here, and so what I wanted to do was show you how the dens are available to show up, and that is where you have to log into Scoutbook. So it is the same login name, username, and password. And if we go to my dashboard, you'll see that the units I'm involved in show up here, as well as scouts that are in my particular dens that are set up. But as I said, I will want to be setting up a den for each rank in my pack. So I'm going to go to pack 4315, and I can see here that there are additional dens, and there's scouts that need to be moved. So what I'm going to do first, though, is I'm going to make sure that I am associated with these dens. So we can go to the actual den, and you can see that there are no adult leaders assigned to this den. So I'm going to go ahead and add me, and because I am an existing BSA member, I'm going to type my name in and do a little search. And there are two different ways to do this, so I'm going to go ahead and choose that. And so I am going to put me in as the den leader for Wolf Den, as well as a Wolf Den admin. What this allows me to do is to set things up within the Den Leader Scoutbook. And I'm just going to submit. And it's going to send an email to me to ask for my permission. So that's one way to do it. So if you have another adult that you're sending something to, and I'm just going to log into my email. To show how I've been invited to be a den leader for Wolf Den 131. And so I'm just going to join that. And so now I've joined that. We're going to come back over here to the Scoutbook Den Leader and see if I have the Wolf Den showed up yet. And it has not, but it's still spinning up here. So eventually I want to have all of my dens show up there. While that's doing that, I'm going to come back over to this and show you another alternative way to get me set up. And so I'm just going to go to my particular page, my profile, and you can see here that I'm a den admin for the Tiger Den 191, the Wolf Den 181, and then den 201, and that is the lion's den. So lion, tiger, wolf. Okay, we're going to go home. I'm going to my dashboard, and then we're going to go to my account, and we're going to go to my positions. And so you can see here that I'm a den leader for the lions. I'm a tiger den leader. And you notice here that the wolf den leader did not show up. So we're going to go ahead and add a position here. And we're going to the pack. And we have to choose our pack. And we have to wait for the software to catch up with us. And then we need to select the unit. And the position is a den leader. And then it's going to give us our den. And I have given the dens, the first two numbers is the year that they would have been a lion. So that just helps me keep track of that. So 18-1. And we're starting that position as of today. And I agree to join the unit leader roster. So now you can see that I'm lions, tigers, wolves. We're just going to go ahead and do it again. Pack 4315. Choose the pack. Choose the position, den leader. And now I'm going to go with the bears. And the bears are 171 is the den. 05 20 2020. I agree to join the unit leader roster. And that is updating. While that is updating, I'm going to see here if my additional dens have shown up. And there you can see that those dens are now showing up here. Going to go back to my position here, my profile. My internet may have just went out. Okay. So we'll go ahead and continue to add those positions. But in the meantime, I want to set up my meetings for my lion den. So let me just show you how quickly it is to add those meetings. So we're going to set up the den, the lion den. And this is very important that we want to make sure we get our time correct. So we meet at 6 p.m. And the lions are going to meet bi-weekly. This you can change the dates when it's set up. But right now, for the lions, we're going to meet bi-weekly. And we meet at the Scoutbook United Methodist Church. And if I had the address, we're going to go ahead and add this, write that address, Control C. We're going to go ahead and write that address in. And that way that shows up. And our very first meeting is actually scheduled for September 1. And what's important about setting this date is because it's automatically going to enter all of the meetings. We can always shift them around, but it automatically enters all of the meetings to meet their rank achievement. So we're going to finish. It's going to ask you, do you really want to move forward? Yes, we do. Now it's setting up my meetings, and a big boom, our den meetings are set up. So you can see here, the ones in blue are meetings that I set up in Scoutbook. The ones in the yellowish orange are meetings that the program has set up. And so you can easily look at your calendar and see what we have. And this, for example, I want to edit it and change this to, in order to go with my schedule, I'm changing this to September 8th. And yes, I want that changed. And so now the Protect Yourself rules are September 8th. And I can go in and change all of these. So the Lion's Honor is actually going to be held at the Family Adventure Camp. So we're going to change that to September 26th. And it's saying you have 2 meetings, and that is correct because the one meeting is the Family Adventure Camp. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go in and do this. And now you can see that all these meetings have been scheduled. Very simple to do. You change your meetings, and we can just go down and go to the next. We've got Lion's Honor. We have Mountain Lion 1 of 2. We're going to change that date. We're editing that. And that gets changed to September 22nd based on the calendar I had laid out. So very simple to change dates. Now, what we want to do to finish out the schedule is I am adding some electives in here. And so I want to add an elective, and I want it to be Pick My Path. I'm going to select that, and I'm going to schedule that selected. And I have Pick My Path to be December 1st because this goes along with the duty to God and family. So I'm just going to drag this in. And it puts the dates in, and then we mark done. You have to mark done before you can start changing the dates, because if you don't, it won't remember it. I've done that too many times. And now I'm just going to go down to those dates that Pick My Path 1 of 2, and I actually want to change that based on my school calendar. I'm going to change that to December the 1st. Now, even though I said that the Lions will meet every other week, there are some times when we are meeting 2 weeks in a row based on our school calendar. So Pick My Path 1 of 2 is December 1st, and we really don't want to meet that close to Christmas, and so we are changing this one to December the 8th. So very simple. That goes into the calendar, and now you can set that up for each individual den that you're associated with. And then I'm going to show you here how this information here carries over to Scoutbook. So the blue items are information that carry from Scoutbook over to Den Leader Scoutbook, and the other items carry over to the Scoutbook account. So let's just go to Home and go to My Dashboard, and I want to go to Events. And we want to see it on the calendar. Now, currently right now, I am only seeing pack events on my calendar, and you can start seeing those show up in gray. See the gray? If you want to change that color, you can change that color. I'm just leaving it as is. And up here, I want to see what's happening with the Lion's Den is the one I just set up. So I'm adding that. And so I just added these meetings over into the Den Leader Scoutbook. Now what's great about this is if I click on this meeting, this shows up, and this tells the name of the scout, Alan Scout. It also invites me as the den leader, and it would invite Alan Scout's parent as well once that you have them all registered in there. So here we go. Just a cute little note. This is a reminder of the upcoming den meeting. This will actually send an email out to Alan's parents, or the email that's registered with him. So if I go here to edit event, you can see that at this event, the advancement is already in there. So you can't control the manage the advancement here because you are viewing an event created in Scoutbook for Den Leaders app, and you can only update the location and date fields. Okay. Once the event has happened, so I'm going to leave this as is, and I'm going to save this. Please invite at least 2 adults. Oh, did you see that? So please invite at least 2 adults. So this is forcing you to make sure that you have the 2 deep leadership. So that's very good. I've not seen that before. This is also going to send a reminder 8 hours before the meeting. You can also send a meeting note 1 day before the meeting if you want. So they would get 2 email reminders. That's really up to you and to the parents in your pack to see how much you're going to go. And they are not going to let me do this until I add another parent. So, so those are just some of the things that how that feeds with one another. Now, if you want to add an event, let's say I want to show you how you can add something to that has happened in the past. So if you want to add something, and we are going to, I'm going to go into the tiger. No. So we want to make sure the parents are invited. And parent. Okay. So now I'll be able to save this. And you can also work on advancement here. You can manage advancement here if it has not been selected. So let's just pick an activity. A wolf adventure, because he would have been a wolf at this point. And we're going to go Call of the Wild set. Okay. And these are some different things that we're going to do. We're going to go to a pack or family camp out. Okay. And so we're going to do all of those at that meeting. Okay. We did all of those at that meeting. This is also an outdoor activity. And by clicking on that outdoor activity, this goes to help the pack keep track of the journey to excellence. We're also asking for parental involvement because it is an outdoor project. So we're going to save this, and now it's going to let me save because I've invited. Please enter overnight camp out. Save. It's probably not going to let me do it without an address. Okay, so because that has already happened, now you see this attendance button show up. And so I'm just going to mark attendance that they all were there. And I'm on there twice. Okay, so save, saving attendance. Now what that does is if I go to back to my dashboard, and I'm going to go to that particular scout, Aiden's advancement. Those were already done. Anyway, that calendar there marks that attendance, and then by attending it there, they're actually being tracked that they had done those advancement. And that advancement did not work for me because that scout had already done that advancement, so it's hard for me to show you. But it works fabulous. And then it'll send you a reminder of an upcoming meeting. Within this, you can hit pack reports. And so if you have any items that need approval, because parents can actually go in here and mark that things were done, you could go into here and you can see right now I don't have any things that I have to approve. I actually approved everything yesterday because some of my scouts were working on things here at home. So we can send a message, and you can choose who you want to send a message to. So I'm just going to send a message to me, and I'm just going to send this as a test and say hello. I hope you can make it to the next meeting. And then you can insert some upcoming events for the next month. Let's just do for the next 6 months. And so there's some upcoming events coming for the pack. And so I might go, and we're just going to send that message. And then I'm going to check my email to see if it's sent. So come back over here. And so here you can see this came from Melissa Biltz via Scoutbook, and hello, I hope you can make it to the next meeting. So this really helps save you from having to do a newsletter. This is a lot of information. This has it for everybody. And I'm not sure that we can, and it would probably be associated with, because I'm involved with each of those units. Each of those dens, and so that has come over. So that's how that messages comes about. If I wanted to choose the troop instead of that, I could, let's just try myself again. I want to send myself a message, and let's just see if this works. And test troop 338 is the best. And we're going to send message. Please enter your, oh, I have to actually type hello. And I'm going to come back over here, go to my inbox. Right there, the message has come through. So great communication opportunities. So we're going to go ahead and close that out. If you have any questions about Scoutbook or Den Leader Scoutbook and its capabilities, I'd be happy to assist you in the future, or you can ask questions and maybe we can do a follow-up video showing a little more detail. But the key to this is you can pick your program and it's going to automatically enter in the dates for any achievements needed to achieve rank. And then within these achievements, you can see that this is an indoor activity, and it will tell you what to do during. And this particular one, they've not updated it yet, so let's go here to a required one. So before the meeting, it's going to tell you some little notes to the den leader as far as what to bring. It also gives you the information. So it says, remind adult partners that their lines will need a whistle for this meeting. So it gives you all the information that you're going to need before the meeting. And then this right here is where you can let those parents know. So you can write here, just a reminder, please bring a whistle to the meeting. And then you can email that out. Then during the meeting, it tells you play Mother May I. It's got a little video, YouTube video, a demonstration of the game. And then it's got the words for if you're happy and you know it, and it just helps you through your whole entire meeting. Cub Scout 6 Essentials, just making sure, reminding them to bring that to the next meeting. So if we go to that next meeting, we'll just look at this before. It just reminds you of what you've needed to do before the meeting. Okay. Now, once you're there, you do have the roster. So you can talk about the attendance history. They've not been to anything yet. And then it also talks about the adults. And here you can email or call. And so it's got lots of information in it. It's a fabulous program, and you just need to get on here and play around. Here we go. So now we are finally at the camp out, scheduling the camp out. So this is for the troop, and this is a camp out. I'm going to set that as a camp out, and our camp out will be camp out, and we're going to do woods, tool, skills, and fire building. Okay, and we are going to be at the Scoutbook Long Rifle Club. You can put a URL map there, so that's easy to do. You go out here and type in Scoutbook Long Rifle Club. Let's see if this shows up. Scoutbook Long Rifle Club. Okay. And here we have an address. We're just going to get a map and directions here. We're going to just copy this address and then go out here to Google Maps. And I'm going to type in an address there. Okay. And there we have a map, and I'm going to share this. And when I share, I'm going to copy this link. Okay, I copied that link. And now I'm going to come over here and paste that link by Control V. Okay. If we had the manager of the Scoutbook Long Rifle Club's email, it might be good to send him a reminder. This is an outdoor activity, and this particular place is letting us camp for free as long as we do a service project for them. And no, so this is service project, but we're not benefiting the charter organization. They have a bunch of brush that they want us to clear, which is perfect for fire building. So this is a service project. We want to make sure, we want to check our invitees, and we want to invite all the parents so that they know, and we want to invite all the leaders. Okay, and so then you can see all the invitees, and they're all going to get an email. We would like an RSVP as far as who's going to be there, and we do need a permission slip because we are traveling. This is just something that our troop does, and here you can have a slip. Please save your event first. Okay, I need to save my event. Okay, and here is a description of the event. Hooray! The camp out weekend. The camp out weekend is finally here. We will be working on our tote and chip, on our outdoor skills. So be sure to bring your handbook so we can sign off on items. Our campouts are a great time to sit in the sit around the campfire and talk about things we have learned and have our leaders sign off in your handbooks. The patrols have planned their menus and items necessary to cook will be purchased and already loaded into troop trailer. See you at 5:30 on Friday afternoon at the Holmesville Elementary School. The troop pulls out at 5:45, so be on time. And then here we can copy our notes and stuff that we want to cover. So I'm going back over here to my troop meeting plan, and here I have this. This says prepare a Dutch oven dessert or other camping treat as serve as scouts arrive. So that might be something I'm going to add here. The troop leaders will be cooking a Dutch oven treat for you while you set up your campsite once we arrive. Cracker Barrel will be served at 8 p.m. Okay, so I like doing that. This is some group instruction. We're going to copy these. Control C. Bring them over here. Control V. Okay. Scoutbook is available online, so if you have a cell phone and service, you'll be able to access this information there. It's always good to take your paper copy along just so you have that. So I'm going to save that. So this just tells you a note that please note that external guest email addresses will not be retained and will receive a one-time message. Okay. So here we have the question mark as far as if they're going to RSVP. Here we can go to the permission slips. Permission slips are required for this event. All the information about the event is pre-filled for your convenience, so you just need to print, review, and sign. The PDF file may contain more than one permission slip depending on your position and role. So let's just see what the permission slip looks like. So this is an activity consent form from BSA. So there we have it. And if you have some comments along the way, so now let's say it's the week prior, you can post a comment here and you can say our Dutch oven appears to be cracked and I don't have time to purchase another one. Does anyone have a personal Dutch oven that the troop can use for the weekend? Okay, so you post that comment. Okay, well that didn't work. Okay, Chris, don't do that. That one didn't work, so can't post a comment. Okay, so there we have it. If it is an outdoor activity, you'll get the weather. as far as historically what it is. So as you become closer to the event, you'll be able to see your weather there. So I'm just going to go back to my dashboard. And again, I can go to events. I have all the upcoming events coming up. And then reports menu. And here are your different reports. So a Scouts BSA history report, you can type in a member ID number if you're looking for somebody in specific. We have a needs approval report. So if you, your parents can actually go in and record some advancement things that their child has done, or even the Scout has marked it on there. And so as a Scoutmaster or an advancement coordinator could go in there and mark those as approved. Just go over to the other reports. There's some just different reports. You can build your own report. This is a little beyond what I've done. So, but there's also needs purchasing report. So for example, pack 315, I would need to purchase a Tiger Rank emblem because, and I would need those adventure pins, and I can add that to a PO. I can add it to that open PO, which is what I'm going to do because those were all purchased at the same time. So I'm just going to mark those. I'm going to add that to the open PO. Yes. Okay. And there's our PO. And you can print an advancement report. There's your advancement report. Talks about everything that was awarded. You can sign off on that and turn that into council. You can also print pocket certificates from this. This is just a fabulous thing. So there is my PO. And then this is now done. So I'm going to close that purchase order because all of those items have been printed. It's just lots of information in Scoutbook. I really recommend that you take the time to go in there, fool around with it. As I said, I'm going to go back and delete these events because these are for the wrong troop, and I'll be adding them or changing them over to Troop 315 as soon as I have access to that. I wanted to show you how to use Scoutbook for your troop. And so what you're going to do is within your windows, you're going to open up scoutbook.com, and we are going to log in. And I'm already logged in. Once logged in, you do use your my.scouting username and password to log in. So I'm just going to go to my dashboard. And on my dashboard are the units that I'm involved with, as well as any dens that I'm involved with. And so we are going to go to Troop 4338. We're going to look at their events. And so we have a few events on here, and we are just going to add a couple of events so that the unit members know what's happening within our unit. Once I'm here, I can go to my upcoming events and I can go to my calendar. Currently, right now, I have the PAC 315 calendar showing and my Wolf Den events showing. So I want to see what is happening with the troop. So I'm going to click on that and hit set. And now you can see that the Troop 338 events are happening. So we are going to go on here, and just to match this up with the calendar that was available for you to see on the Buckeye Council website. So you can see these are what's happening with the PAC and the the den there. I really don't have anything green right now, so I want to go ahead and get rid of those. So once again, you just click that gear icon and you can pick which calendars you want to see. And so since I'm working with the troop, I only really want to see that particular calendar at this time. So going back to September 1st, because that is when I have my calendar set up. And these events that I have are for the Troop 315. But until you are one of the key three or the troop committee secretary, you can't add events here. So working on the paperwork to go through for me to have access to the calendar for the Troop 315. But right now, as the chartered organization rep for Troop 338, I have access and I can add calendar events for them. So we're just going to add a calendar event for September 8th. I'm going to add our troop meetings, and this is for Troop 338, setting that. And we're just going to say the night, this particular night, we're going to work on camping, personal, patrol, and troop gear is the subject for the evening. And if you had any guests coming, you could enter their email here. That way they could get a reminder as well. We meet at 6:30 and go till 8 o'clock. And we want to invite all of the parents, the PAC committee chair, and all of the scouts. This is not an outdoor activity. What we are going to work on is some more advancement. We're going to work on rank requirements for tenderfoot and scout. And first class, we're going to go ahead and hit set. And this, of course, is going to add everything here. And this is just one of the luxuries. You set this up now, and then keeping track of rank advancement is easier, and it records it all once. So we're not going camping this particular night. We are getting ready for our camping, and so we are going to talk about what you need. So we're going to do a little bit of that. It'll be finished up at the camp out, so we could mark that, but this is all gearing up for that camp out. We can talk a little bit more about eating as a patrol, and of course we're going to talk about the patrol gear, but we did not last week. And this is patrol gear, so we can talk a little bit about taking care of our sharpening and use of the knife saw with a little follow-up at the camp out. We're going to just take these all out. Assembling a first aid kit is always good for a personal first aid kit to have ready. Okay, we're just going to, okay, check those off and set. So you can see that as tenderfoot, we're going to work on 2C, 3D, and 4D. Scout. Well, we're going to talk a little bit about the outdoor code. We're getting ready for camping, so we'll be working on that. Patrol method. Okay, do a little bit more of that patrol. Okay, I did the knots last week. Okay, set. And first class. And actually, if you want to know exactly what's going to be covered at these, you can go back to the spreadsheet I shared with everybody on Buckeye Council website, and it talks about some different ideas We're just going to go through some of these rank advancements and see if there's some different things that can be done at this particular meeting when we're talking about gear. So right there's some about gear, and some of this can be done at the camp out. There's some more lashings. This could all have been marked on that last one. This is not necessarily important to do. It's just a little extra that if you take the time now, it can save you time later on once you do attendance. Okay, and set. So there we have those. Let's say we could say that one of the scouts are actually working on the camping merit badge, which is a possibility with this program help. And so we'll just go ahead and mark some of that as well. So we're going to talk about gear. Right here, write a personal and group plan for implementing these principles on your next outing. So we are going to talk about the 10 essentials and what you need. So we're going to talk about the compass and some of these different things, and talk about duty roster. So this is some stuff that can be done if you're working on your camping merit badge as part of this. So we're going to discuss the gear we need for that. So we're just going to 4 types of tents. That would have been last week. So right there, make a checklist of personal patrol gear, pack your own gear, and that we're going to have ready. Maybe we'll just have them bring that to that meeting. And then we're going to talk a little bit about the different stoves. They can be talking about that gear. Camp menu, we're talking about gear here. So we're going to get rid of these. Okay, and set that. So there we have some different advancement achievements that can be completed at that particular meeting. Okay, and we're just going to say this is the email message that will go out to the parents. Week 2 of camping program theme. Be sure to attend so we can be well equipped for our first camping trip of the new school year. Here, if we had ideas of where we'd be camping, we will be camping on September 18th through September 20th at the Buck Long Rifle Club on Township Road 55 in Kilbuck. If you had the actual address, you could type this in here. And then here we have notes, agendas, and minutes. And I can just come over here to my template to week 2, and I can copy some of this stuff. Okay. We're going to just hit Control-C to copy, come over here and hit Control-V. And so now that information is in this as well. So just some shortcuts. Control-C is copy, Control-V is paste. And so I've got this information in here. And then I'm just going to also manage the reminders. And we want to send out a notice one day before, and we meet on Tuesday, so we want to make sure that on Friday they also get that notification, and we've set that. So they're going to get a reminder on those days, and they will get this information. This information is only seen by admins when you log in. Okay? We are going to do a little patrol training here. So patrol training, this, if you click those question marks right there, you can get information on what's going to help you earn JTE. So here we have 60% of the scouts attend a long-term camp. So this is not necessarily a long-term camp. This is a weekend, so we're not going to mark that. But we are patrol training there. So we're going to hit save, and that saves it. Okay. We'll just go ahead and add another event. Go to my calendar, and let's just go to September so we can see we have those. And so September 15th, we are going to, this is for the troop, set. This is a troop meeting, and this meeting is camping. And we're going to talk hygiene and sanitation. Once again, we can go through all of the different advancement, or we can just leave it at that. 6:30 to 8, we're going to manage reminders, and we're going to send them out 1 day and 4 days ahead. Set. Okay, and the event description is we're going to talk about keeping safe and healthy when we are camping. It is good to learn how to set up hand washing stations and use camp gadgets to make sure we keep a clean kitchen. Be sure to come to the meeting so we are ready for our camp out on September 18th through 20th at Killingbuck Long Rifle Club. Now, why do I repeat myself every single time? Is because these are reminders to both the unit members and their parents that, hey, we have a camp out, and hey, we want to be ready. So I'm just going to come back over here to my troop program template that is there for you to download, and we're just going to copy and paste those items that we will be discussing. Okay, Control C. Come back over here, Control V, and this is telling them what we're going to be doing. This is telling you what you're going to be working on. So we're going to save that. Okay, and then we're going to go back to my calendar. You have to go back to September. You can see those are in there. Now finally we get to come to our camping weekend. So September 18th, this is for the troop, and we are going to go camping. Troop meeting, camp out, set, camping, and we are learning outdoor skills. Okay, and this is at the Killingbuck Long Rifle Club. Okay, this is going to start Friday night, and we are going to meet at 5:45, and it's going to end on Sunday at 9 a.m. Okay. Ooh. Nope. Okay. And this might be a good, if you've got an external guest, you might want to, let's say you're meeting John G 1949 at gmail.com. Okay. So if that's somebody's, actually, I'll just go ahead and use that real address, Scott G Builds. Okay, we're going to send them a reminder as well, because they might be in control of the calendar at Killingbuck Long Rifles. So they will get a reminder, just letting them know that you're going to be out there. Because this is a camp out, it automatically said this was going to be an outdoor activity. Okay, you can manage your advancement there. There was a lot of information there for a scout, a tenderfoot, a second class, a first class, for them to be working on their camping. And then we're going to work on our merit badges. And we got camping, and we're going to set that. Okay, so once again, there's all of these different achievements. You can go through there and mark the ones that are there for a camp out. Okay, and you can just go through those, and we'll set those. Now, I'm going to go back in and delete this whole event because this is for the wrong troop. And then this, a description of this, we can say, hooray! The camp out is finally here. Please meet at Holmesville Elementary at 5:30 p.m. on Friday, September 18th, so we can be packed and loaded by 5:45. Please have your gear packed and ready to be loaded.
Thanks for joining us today. And if you have any additional questions about Scoutbook, please contact your unit commissioner who can help you along. Have a great day and a great year in scouting.